Welcome back, guys, to Great Escapes. I'm Geekser, and this is Football Manager 2017. It's the touch version because we're doing a little arcade mode right now. How many teams can we save, essentially, in 10 seasons? Well, of those 10 different clubs, can we save any of them? Would be the more appropriate question at this point, because we saw in the first episode that our first ever match of the series, our first ever attempt at this challenge. And if you're not aware of the challenge, if you've skipped the first video, which would be a rather odd thing to do, then I'll just fill you in. Basically, we sim into the future where there's 5 games to go. We take control of a struggling team and we try and save them from relegation. If we do, we get a point. If we don't, we lose a point, and we leave the club and then do it again. Sim ahead a year, choose a different club, and try and get them and save them from relegation again. It's quite a simple concept, and we keep going for as long as we can. Hopefully we'll fit 10 seasons in, and then we can hopefully see how many points we get. We could finish on minuses, I think. That's not just a possibility, that is a probability, especially after the last match, 4-0 loss at home against Port Vale. It was atrocious. None of our players stood out at all there, as you can see on the right. Best player with 6.6, Liam Grimshaw. As you can imagine, though, this late on in the season, it takes something rather special to, in terms of morale, team morale, in terms of, getting player form back, and so it's to be expected. Probably not 4-0. And if you remember, we had 2 great chances very early on in the game. Silva and Ebanks Blake had 2 great chances that could have really changed the rest of the game, but instead it went the other way, and we lost. So that's that. We're up against Southend today. Then they sit 16th. Let me just get this here. Right, they sit 16th. Right, let's have a look at the schedule. Okay, so they drew their last game. They lost 2 games before that. Drew and lost. They're on quite a poor streak, a poor run of games there. Haven't won since Bristol Rovers, and then Gillingham before that, but then even further, a very poor run. Probably since the turn of the new year, this poor run has carried on for Southend United. So hopefully, they'll also be on shaky grounds, their team and their form and the team's morale. Right. Tactics. We're going to switch it up a little bit. Ebanks Blake is not looking very well, so we're going to switch him out for Connor Wilkinson. We're going to stick one on, probably just on support, probably the one with the worst finishing, I would imagine. So we're going to stick this guy on support. Okay, so here we go. Oh, and we've got to... Sam Hurd is injured. Quite a few of our players have been injured just through training incidents. As you can see there, he's one of our best central defenders, and we're going to have to switch him out now for somebody not quite as good, at least on the star ratings. And we've not got any more defenders there. Maybe DeMeo as a defensive mid, but we're going to struggle if we have any injuries now. We've switched up the wings a bit. I think Mitchell was previously playing on the right. I can't remember who it was, because I don't know really any of these names, because nobody struck me as a good player yet, which is why they're not stuck in my mind. But we've changed this guy here. He wasn't previously playing here, and we've changed him to an inside forward because that's what he likes to play. So that's cool. We'll go with that. And then, as you can see here, we got for Parler, who didn't play, or maybe he played as a winger on the left previously, which isn't his best role. His crossing's poor, etc. So we've switched things around a bit. We're going to play a little bit narrower. We're going to try and just lump it up into the box, and see if some of our target men can't get onto it. And Mitchell's going to also provide a bit of extra attack there. We're going to try and keep it as structured as possible, and we're going to stay on the counter. So we have switched it up a little bit. Let's see if we can. Let's see if it makes a difference. We're home again today against Southend. Let's give the fans something to to cheer for, finally. And hopefully we can get out of that relegation zone. I think we're 9 points to get out of it right now in 4 games, and and 2 tricky games as well. The last 2 games are quite tricky. So he's matching. Well, he's going to have to play. We don't have another defender. So yeah, the last 2 games I think are up against teams fighting for promotion. So that's going to be tricky. And we need 9 points. So we need to win one of those games. I don't think it's going to happen. I'm not sure Chesterfield. I think it would have to be not just a stroke of luck, but a footballing miracle. Some kind of point deduction on a team higher position than ourselves to provide the point deficit reduction that we need to actually escape relegation right now. So this is good. This was a bit loud, I noticed last time. I quite like the atmosphere of it though. So I wonder whether I couldn't just turn it down. Maybe that was in the full screen. So we may just have to switch the sounds off. I don't know. Anyway, let's just switch the sounds off. We'll be fine. We can put our own sounds in. I might just stick some more sounds in. How about that for you guys? Right. So not much has happened then in these first few minutes. Try and get on extended just so we can see what's happening a little bit better. Seems to be Southend that are on the attack right now. Finding McGinn in the centre. Evat, he's the new guy that we've put on. It's going a bit too fast, I reckon. Need to get used to these. Oh my god, that's the different direction. Right. See, I don't want it to look slow, like they can't kick a football, like they're taking the mick, just trying to be in slow motion on purpose. Anyway, I've got some new glasses today, guys. Never went for I've never been for an eye test before. Never had glasses apart from sunglasses. So but you know, my eyes were strained, especially at the end of the day. I was squinting a lot, and then noticing that I was squinting. So I thought, oh, I'll go for an eye test. Oh, Wilkinson there with a free kick. That would have been the magic, the start of the magic that we would need. And anyway, I went to Specsavers. Other opticians are available, but not on that date. They were all full, which is the only reason I went there. It's because it was the closest available date for an eye test, so went for it. And yeah, got some. She wrote me out a prescription. It's not such a strong one. That was a great chance for us. We seem to be much better in this match. If only we could have played like this against Port Vale, we might have at least got a draw. But yeah, so I picked some frames, and then I had to wait around for like 2 hours for them to be done. So I just potted about town, and then I went for them, and I'm wearing them now. This is a great feeling. I feel more geeky. But yeah, I can see the screen much nicer, and I'm not squinting as much, which is great news. Anyway, 0-0. Can we see what's happening with the league table then? So nothing's happening in terms of the Bolton, Oldham, Beret. Southend are actually taking a plunge from this goalless draw so far. It does close the gap a little bit to 8, which means we would need, if it stays 0-0, 8 points from the last 3 games, which, well, it's better than 9 points, but it's still going to be difficult. I think we need to win. I know we need to win this match right now. So let's see if we can't do that. I'm just going to try and have a look at some stats. I don't know, I just want to have a look at some kind of match stats here. So 8 shots against 4. Only 1 is on target, so we're clearly just shooting at will. Clear-cut chance has gone to Southend, so that's good on our defence for preventing that. 50-50 in terms of possession. We're not really playing possession football, so that makes me think that Southend particularly aren't either, or just not very good at playing possession football. We seem to be better in the air, much better in the air, much stronger, which is really good news. Is there any kind of weakling right now? Simon Cox. Oh, that's Southend. Can't take Simon Cox off, can I? I don't want to. I want him to stay on. What am I talking about? So I think Wilkins is not having a great game. These guys are tired. They have been doing a bit. Maybe Angel needs to come off. You see, the thing about this guy is that he is pretty much our only kind of playmaker. We have a look at him now. His vision is decent, especially compared to the rest of them, and he's a deep-lying playmaker. So it makes me feel that I don't want to take him off. De Mayo is not a playmaker. Is Burridge? He's another ball-winning midfielder, but his vision's not too bad. His passing is only 10, which that won't do. 13's fractionally better than 10, I feel. I do feel like I could put Ebanks Blake on. He had a good first few minutes against Port Vale. So let's do that. Actually, let's put him on for Connor Wilkinson, and because he played in that position last time. Let's see if he can't get something here. It's a shame that in this version we can't do like manager shouts and team talks to boost morale and confidence, because that is kind of what we need right now, and maybe something to look at in the future when FM18 comes out. If we do something similar, we'll probably just play on the full version. I just thought we'd do it on this just because it's a streamlined version and it'll be quicker because of all the simming that we're going to have to do. But yeah, I think that would probably help our cause, make it a little bit easier. So this is a more difficult challenge, I feel, on this version of the game. I think we're all right. Oh, this guy, he's another centre mid. Oh yeah, we played him last time. Yeah, I don't really want to put him on. He's more of a general. I want to keep Angel on. Yeah, let's just go ahead. I think we're all right. I just wanted to maybe see if we could push up a little bit. Maybe we should change it to something like control. Maybe, or standard. Maybe standard. And then maybe if it's still 0-0 in the last 10 minutes, we'll go and attack, because we've got to get all the points we can. We're not going to be happy with a draw necessarily. A draw is still going to make it difficult for us, but 3 points might give us a glimmer of hope, actually. Still means that we need to win 2 more games out of 3, but if we draw this, I think we're pretty much relegated, right? So, yeah, we need to win. So we might go attacking a little bit, but we might see if we can just play a bit more of a, is it control, a bit more of a controlled or standard, maybe just get up a bit more is what I'm trying to say. See if we can't nip a goal in, and if we really can't, then yeah, go attack. I just don't want to throw the game away and our chances of saving this team too early on and too hastily. So they've got a free kick now. They're just going to whip that in, and it's, ooh, I thought the ball had gone through Lee's legs then. But alas, it hadn't gone through his legs, which is fantastic. Okay, what's this? It's gone back to I don't know anybody's name, unless the name thing comes up. I have no idea what their name is. Grimshaw. He's picked it up nicely in the centre. He's got plenty of time, hasn't he? Look at this. Oh, Angel, not so much time for him. Ebanks Blake is in. He toe pokes it. Oxley saves it. I do feel like he possibly could have played his co-striker in there. See, good use of vocabulary to counteract the fact that I don't know his name. Yeah, I do feel like we could have been in there. He could have been in with a clear-cut chance. Maybe Ebanks Blake, maybe that counts as a clear-cut chance because he was in. And he's in again, but now he's just covered in pink. Surrounded by pink. I can just see pink. There's like four guys in pink around him. I bet he was scared. I would be. Corner, nothing came of it. I do feel like we're controlling this game a little bit more. And yeah, if we'd have played like this against Port Vale, it may have been a different story right now in terms of our hopes to save this club. Like I say, if we do get relegated, then we just end this club and we sim forward a year and take on another one. We do lose a point, so on the scoreboard will be a -1 score. So that would be a great way to kick off, wouldn't it? -1. But I'd just say, just finishing in the positives at the end of this whole series would be great. I would see that as an accomplishment. Just having 1 point at the end of this, it could well be that I have -10. So anything but that is an accomplishment. Oh, this may be it. This may be how how we start with a -1. It's a penalty to Southend. Grimshaw with a foul in the box. Still quite early in the second half, but we've got it all to do if he scores, and he does. And it's Cox that puts Southend 1-0 up with his 19th goal of the season. I don't think any of our guys have scored anything near that. I think the top goal scorer has something like 8. So that sums up Chesterfield's season. Don't forget, I didn't put them in this position. I'm just merely trying to save them. They put themselves in this tricky and awful situation. Let's go attacking now. We have literally nothing to lose. The game is already... Oh no. What is this? Oh. You know, on YouTube there's a channel called Worst Football Manager Ever. He's a great guy. He has some good videos. Really funny guy and entertaining to watch his videos. But I do feel like he should probably give me his name, because we've thrown this game away. This was our game. This was our 3 points. Our only chance of 3 points, by the way. But yeah, this is now atrocious. The game is literally flip-flopped, turned over in the space of 5 minutes in this second half. Out of the blue, penalty happened, and Chesterfield's dreams of being saved and remaining in League One, well, they've been demolished. They've been decapitated. They've been chopped up, diced. They've been plundered. They've been burnt. They're scalded. They've been I can't think. I can't think of any other words. And put me on the spot. Now they're just passing the ball around, loving the fact that actually what they've done here is crushed Chesterfield Football Club. Is it Chesterfield Town? I don't even know. That's the amount of research that went into taking over Chesterfield. Maybe I'll do a little bit more research on the next club. Oh my gosh. I thought it was possible, you know. I really did. I thought when we simmed ahead and I were looking through the leagues, looking at the potential clubs, I thought, yeah, Chesterfield's possible. This is possible. We could save these. Oh, how wrong was I? Say, I'm not just giving up. I'm going to do some subbage. Who's Christian Dennis? Advanced. How come I've not seen you before? Well, let's stick you on, Christian Dennis. I'm going to stick him on for Ebanks Blake. He had a good chance earlier and he failed it. Whether he should have been more clinical with his strike, or should have crossed it up to for Parla, or I think it's for Parla. You know, for him to have an excellent chance on goal is irrelevant. He's either one of those. He could have done better. He could have just done better with it. Look at these guys, abysmal. Yes, it's because we're getting relegated. That's why you're abysmal. I understand that. Oh my gosh. Well, and it's great as well in this series, because if you think about it, we can just take this guy off maybe. No, that was a mistake. Undo last. I think we're gonna put Di Maio on for Grimshaw. And just have central support. But yeah, it's good because in the future, so when we see him ahead, this time next year, when we take over our next club, try and save them from relegation, we can have a look at how Chesterfield are doing in League 2 and see whether actually they're doing well. It may be that we go back to Chesterfield next season because they're struggling and they're fighting for relegation from League 2. That would be interesting, and that may happen in this series. So it's going to be interesting to see, because we can follow Chesterfield. No, we've not grown attached to them too much, but we can see just interestingly how they've bounced back from our not being able to save them from relegation. Hopefully we'll get better at this. Okay, so the league table's up there then. trying to move this, but I can't. So, yeah, pretty much relegated, aren't we? 9 points to get in 9 games. I mean, it's possible, but it isn't. It just isn't. We've not even been able to score in the last 2 games. I don't think we'll be able to win our next 3 games. Nevertheless, we can play it if you want. Until we are technically relegated, the show must go on, right? So that's it, 2-0. That was better than 4-0. You know, 4-0 away loss is better than a 2-0 away loss at home. So there we go. But yeah, like I say, it does put us in a tricky situation. 9 points, very, very, very difficult. AFC Wimbledon and Bristol Rovers have been relegated at this point. But we've got it all to do. We are definitely next, and against Scunthorpe, it's going to be very difficult. They are 3rd, Charlton are 5th, and Sheffield United are 2nd. So if you think that we're going to get 9 points from the next 3 games, these next 3 games, then you must be having yourself on, because that's probably going to be the hardest stretch of games in this challenge forever. You know, whatever club, that is tricky. All those teams are looking for promotion, maybe have been promoted, and are on good form and good morale. So it's going to be really, really tricky. So we've got Scunthorpe today then. I think we're not going to change much. We did play okay, apart from that Grimshaw penalty giving thing. We'll probably switch him out for, I think, Reece Brown. Is he a ball winning midfielder? He is. We'll switch him out just because he gave the penalty away. We'll let the youngster come in. Wilkinson didn't have the greatest game, let's be fair. And let's stick this new guy on, Christian Dennis. He's probably not a new guy, but he's new to me. So we'll stick him on up there, and I think that'll be it. I mean, our morale's abysmal at this point. There's not much we can do about it. So we're just going to have to plough on and see the end. See the end of this game. See Scunthorpe out. I mean, if we win, then that'd be great. We'll have another episode with Chesterfield, and we may well save them, but it's looking very unlikely at this point. I mean, could it be a YouTube series of Football Manager 17 that is just losses, no draws, no wins, just one guy talking about over the football match and just losses after losses? Could that be is that possible? Would that be a record? I wonder. I don't want to do it, but I wonder whether it would be. Okay. So, Scunthorpe, straight off the bat, kicking it about, just loving it, aren't they? It's a whipping cross, but banged off our defender's head, which is always fun to see. I once did that when I was when I was a youngster. I was at the park, and I was I don't know if I was trying out for the team. I think I was doing some kind of training for some local club, and this big guy just kicked the ball so hard, and it hit me in the face, and it knocked me straight out, and everyone was like, and then I didn't get it. I was like, I'm not getting up. I was like, I didn't want to play, and the next time it happened, you bet your ass, I moved out of the way, and well, the coach didn't like that one bit. The coach was just like, yeah, I think the coach actually made me cry. He just shouted at me for moving out of the way. I was like, I'm 8. But there we go. Character building, they call it. I call it kicking a ball in somebody's face. But there we go. No, it wasn't. I was to clarify. It wasn't the coach that kicked the ball in my face. It was just a shot. I just got in the way of the shot. It sometimes can't be helped. I can think of worse places for the ball to hit me at that speed. I'll leave that to your imagination, or rather not. I'd rather you not imagine that. Okay, Scunthorpe are just basically on the ball. We've not really had a chance yet, have we? But we are kind of keeping them out. That was a tricky one, but we managed to keep them out and gain a goal kick in the process. So that's cool. Now we were on the ball. We've got a free kick outside the box. Mitchell is going to whip it in, but no, we can't do anything with it, which is disappointing. Seeing as though last match we seem to be controlling the football, at least in the air, for a large part of that match. Crook, look how much space he's got. I mean, we're not closing them down. I mean, the reason is because I don't want them to open up our defence. I'm not sure whether that's the right decision, but it's just a defensive inkling I've got that if you do close down a lot without speedy defenders, you run the risk of just being ripped apart by the opponent. And I have a feeling we haven't got speedy defenders. I haven't checked, so it's just a hunch. Jones whips it in. Nope. Can he whip it in again? Whip it in better. Oh, he whipped it in better. Oh my god, he whipped it in real good. Christian Dennis, his first goal of the season. See, he's not scored all season. I put him on for his first start with myself, and he gets a goal from Jones's second whip. Jones's second whip. That could be that's the title of this episode. Anyway, that's fantastic. Well done, Dennis. Absolutely well done, Dennis. You did well. Can we get another? I mean, is this the start of something beautiful? Oh, yes, it is. Oh, yes, it is. Oh, my gosh. David. I'm going to call him David because he sounds foreign. He might be David. Fopala. What a great piece of play. That's not the football we've been watching. Could it be that Chesterfield are better at playing against the better clubs? What a great ball in, ball through. For Parla, have we found a nice striking partnership that can see us saved from relegation? Have we? I wonder. Holmes is going to whip it into Madden and they get one back almost straight away with a fantastic piece of counter play. Literally just whipped it in and Paddy Madden. I remember I talked about it before, but Scunthorpe, Football Manager 15, took Scunthorpe to the Premier League, and Paddy Madden took us all the way. Well, he took us to the Championship, and then I got rid of him, but there we go. Dawson, Tony, nope, nothing comes of that, and now we're on the break with Simons, I think Simons is fine. Ivan Tony, I think I had him in my, did I have him in the Scunthorpe save as well? Was it another save? I can't remember. You can't remember, so I don't know why I'm asking you. Don't even know who you are, do I? You are the internet ether. That's who I'm speaking to. Madden. No, that was much worse. That was a different kind of header to the one he just did. They're putting on the pressure now. Should we go defend? I don't think so. I think we've got this. 2 goals to the 1 goal. That was weirdly put. For Parla to Mitchell. Right, we're just building up the play. I mean, this isn't really counter football. The counter's been and gone. And then we lose it. You need to go at them. Just pump it up. Dawson. Pongs it up to Madden in plenty of space, and he gets the goal back, and it's 2. Or, well, at least we can say that we went 2-0 up in this game as an achievement there. But this was a great piece of play again. They've proper switched on the class now. They were just toying with us for the first 15 minutes or so. Now they've switched on. They're going to play their football. Sticking with the one man there then. Okay. Jones to Fopala. Brown. Angel. Come on. Dennis. Simons to Brown. He's got some time. Okay, this is alright. What's going to come of this? Hopefully not another counter. Angel. Yep, it's another counter. They're going to hit us on the counter again. Are they playing counter-style football against us, I wonder? Holmes whips it in, but Brown gets there. And Holmes is going to whip it in again. No, he's not. He's going to find Crooks and Dawson now. And he's going to just make a hash of it. Or did it take a deflection? Either way, it was a hash, wasn't it? It was a hash. There's not many people here, is there? Another corner. We've not got long, have we? We've not got long here now in this second half. 10 minutes. Two goals scored. 2 goals conceded. What's going on there? Okay, we've managed to clear it. It's hit my head, I think, but there we go. I've just been talking about that, haven't we? Angel, come on then. Let's see what you got. Okay, that managed to go to our half. Nice one. Luckily, we've got it covered. Nobody's there waiting to poach on that ball. To poach on the ball? I don't know if I meant to poach on the ball. To bounce on the ball, maybe. Tony. To Holmes. This is nice passing from them, isn't it? And Madden finds a third. His hat-trick. Well done, Madden. Well done, Paddy. 3-2. It's only the first half. This is an incredible game. This could be the game that sees us relegated, but at least we know. Oh, I thought we had a glimmer of hope then. Those first two goals. That was an actual. I thought we could do this, but it just came too early. I think if we'd have held them off the first half 0-0, and we'd have done something like that in the second half, that might have been good. But alas, that didn't happen. And now we've got a second half to to prevent them from scoring even more goals. Okay, they're just toying with us now. There seems to be a lot of highlights in this match, which is it's nice. It's something to watch, but quite nerve-wracking. Holmes, he whips it into Madden. This is what they do, isn't it? That's what they're gonna do. That's their thing. They've only got one style of attack. Holmes crosses it into Madden. Brown tackles Madden very well, though. Mitchell to Dennis. First goal scorer of this match. His first goal of the season. Okay, he just kicks it at Crooks's ankles and runs off. I mean, what was that all about? Angel, Mitchell. It's not the best first touch in the world, but he did recover it. Maybe he meant to do it, just flicked it forward a little bit to run onto. But Evac deals with that well, because Madden was in there and he would have scored, I guarantee it. Mitchell is in plenty of space again to Fopala, but nobody's there. His co-striker isn't making a run in for it. Dennis, that's it. How could I have forgotten that? Christian Dennis didn't make a run in like I thought he would. Being an advanced forward and all, but no, he sat back. Nothing came of that then. Brown, though, we have a second chance to make something of this play. Dennis just turns. He was kind of facing the wrong way there. Used all his power to turn and had no power left to kick the actual football. Jones is going to whip it in, but his second whip is always better. We know that, but he doesn't get one. We didn't allow him that privilege. Okay. That's that done. Right, second half. I don't think we can change anything. We'll hop into the tactics screen just to have a look, see if anybody's particularly tired, not playing very well. Angel's not having a great game. Anderson, McGinn, they're not having a great game. I suppose we could bring on Osman KK. Is a defensive fullback. We'll do that just because McGinn's not having a great game. Got a bit defensive on that side, that's fine. And Angel's not having a great game, but like I say, I'm not sure what to do about that particularly. Burridge, no. He's just going to have to play better. Be better. Be better. Be better. Right. KK, first touch of his game. We're not. I mean, can we mark? Can we man mark Madden? Is that a sensible thing to do at this point? Player instructions. It's going to be this guy, isn't it? I want him to mark tighter and mark Paddy Madden. I mean, I should have done that at the beginning, ideally, because he's already got his hat trick. But just so he doesn't get a second hat trick in the second half, we'll mark him and mark him nice and good. Morris is going to whip it in to Madden, but it doesn't reach him. It's out to Crooks, and he whips it into... I'm just saying whip a lot, aren't I? It's not on purpose, I promise you. Dawson. Okay, they're putting on the pressure, aren't they? We just can't clear it. It seems Madden is in here now, but he can't turn, which is good. That's what we like to see. And Jones deals with Holmes nicely. That's a nice piece of defensive play, I feel, from us. We stood our ground. We made sure we were in the right places at the right times. We dealt with it well, and that's what we should have done at least twice before in this match. And if we had done it at least twice in those specific times when we didn't do it, we might still be 2-1 up at this point and still able to save this club from relegation. Simons to Dennis to Fopala. Oh, I thought maybe if he had a clearer sight on goal, that could have been an equaliser. It wouldn't have mattered. We need to win this match, so. But it would be a step forward, wouldn't it? Morris with an impressive free kick. Go out for a goal kick. It did look as if Lee had tipped it over, but apparently not. Van Veen. That's a nice name, isn't it? I like appreciating the footballers' names in this game. There's so many names, aren't there? So many surnames you can have. You can have basically anything as a surname. Basically anything as a name. In fact, I think there are more restrictions in what you can have as a surname than a name. You can call anybody anything. Like, you can call a baby not anything. Like, what? Some crazy names like Apple. That's a classic. Apple. But in terms of a surname, you can't really just choose that. They're more structured. They're more fixed. But there's still some wacky ones out there. I haven't no examples, so I don't know why I brought that up. Can't think of any off the top of my head. Dawson with a shot. Yeah, they're just shooting for fun now. I think let's just go attacking. I know it's stupid, but we would like to win. In fact, we need to win. We have nothing less to lose. If Scunthorpe score 3, if they score 4, if they score 5, it doesn't matter at this point. We need to score 2 more. Otherwise, our season is over. Angel runs the opposite way to what I want him to run, and the ball is going completely in the opposite direction to where I want it to go. Lee needs to just hoof this up. He does. Jones. Now it's in the right half. That's progress. Brown to Jones. So he's going to try and find Fopala, but he doesn't. Crooks hits that off the back of his head. Yeah, it doesn't look like Scunthorpe are particularly attacking, even though now Madden is in and he's sure to score. But he doesn't. Maybe it was the pressure. Or maybe he just doesn't care, because he scored a hat-trick. And another corner for them, and that looked as if it was going in at this angle. But Van Veen can't get his name on the score sheet. Now we've got a free kick. Mitchell's going to whip it in. Can we get a point? Just because a consolation prize, really. Oh, that looks as if it might have gone in if only it took another deflection. Dennis is struggling there, but he does find Angel, who finds Dennis again. He's going to have to do something like... Oh, he does something rather special there. What was that? That turn was incredible. It was not a penalty, unfortunately, but it was a great recovery there from him. He's not a natural winger by any means, but he managed to cut inside and do well with that. Jones is on the wrong side to which he prefers to play, which is no doubt my mistake for allowing him to take a free kick on the wrong side of the pitch. Yeah, this might be over, but haven't we put in a better fight in this match? This match has been better than the previous matches, the previous home matches, the matches that I thought were going to be easier. This match has been definitely better. There's been a chance that we could have won, we could have taken those points away. We looked a really good side. There have been a couple of other chances since then. It's just... Madden is just OP in this game. He's just too good for this league, I feel. So that I feel like it. You know, he's basically had 3 chances. Well, he's had a bit more to be fair, but he only needed to get a few in, didn't he? Is Dawson going to get sent off here? Yes, he is. And don't forget, you know, Scunthorpe still have a season. They're battling for promotion, so they've still got a couple of games left. And he's got himself sent off. That's a silly thing, you know. This is not the last game of the season. I mean, it is for us, essentially, but... Christian Dennis offside. I mean, I don't know what to make of him. He does some good things, he does some bad things. Oh, I thought if Toffolo made a mistake, then he might have been in and he might have done some good things. Daniels is going to have the last kick of the game just prattling about, and it's 3-2 to Scunthorpe. We finish, well, we're not finished. Chesterfield got 2 more games to play, but we, 10 points to get to save us from relegation, have not achieved what we set out to achieve, which is to save the poor club from the clutches of League Two. And that's disappointing. Let's gain that news. Is that news gonna? Yeah, here we go. Chesterfield in disappointing collapse. Like I say, we did do well there. I feel Paddy Mann with a 9.5 rating. He outplayed us just as a player in and of himself. Chesterfield, see there? Chesterfield have been relegated. That means, guys. I mean, that means we failed. We were on -1. I'll put it on the scoreboard for next time. But yeah, we did all right, didn't we? I mean, for Parliament's the goal drought, board set of initials budget of a very low amount. Well, it might be a good amount for League Two, to be honest. But this is where we end our Chesterfield journey. Short but sweet. We managed to get 2 goals out of the team, but we couldn't manage to get any points. It does mean that we, like I say, we're on -1 now, and we're going to head into the future in the next episode and choose a club to take over to save from relegation in 2018. It might well be Chesterfield again, but we'll see. But thank you for joining me for this episode, guys. Really enjoyed your company. You make it so much easier. These poor results, just having a friendly face. I can't see your face. I just imagine your face, and it's such a friendly face, and a shoulder to cry on and to rant over. And, well, not your shoulder, but it's so nice to have that. Anyway, I shall see you in the next episode in 2018, where we will be simming ahead and having a look at taking over another team, our second club, and see whether we can do better than the first time round and get at least a point on the scoreboard. If you've enjoyed this episode, please give us a like, and if you're new here, do subscribe if you haven't already. Keep in touch with the content on this channel. Like I said, we've got some other games there. If you're interested, have a peek. If you're not, don't. Doesn't matter. Football Manager content will still be uploaded regardless. So I shall bid you farewell and have a great evening, a great morning, a great afternoon, whatever time of day it is when you're watching this. See you guys.